That's literally me. You ever have one of those weeks where everything breaks at once? Your car needs new brakes, your phone screen cracks, your rent or mortgage hits early, and suddenly you're doing mental gymnastics like, okay, if I move this bill to next Friday, put groceries on the card, and pray nothing else happens. Look, on paper, you're doing fine. You've got money invested, maybe a 401k, maybe some stocks. Your net worth doesn't look bad, but somehow you still feel broke. If that sounds painfully familiar, yeah, this video is for you. Because today, I want to explain why $3,000 in cash can change your life more than $30,000 in investments, and why almost nobody talks about this until it's too late, and why this matters. My name is David, and I spend way too much time thinking about personal finance, investing, and the psychology of money. If you're someone who earns money, invests money, but still feels financially stressed or one emergency away from panic, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. And look, this is not an anti-investing video. I love investing. I invest aggressively. But here's the thing. A lot of people are being taught the wrong financial order, and it's quietly wrecking their peace of mind. Challenging the common assumption early. Here's the assumption most people have. Investing is always better than holding cash. And mathematically, long-term, sure. Historically, absolutely. The S&P 500 has averaged about 10% per year over the long run. Cash loses value to inflation, roughly 3% annually according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So the internet screams, don't hold cash, invest everything, cash is trash. But here's what most people don't realize. Math is not the same as lived experience, and money doesn't just live on spreadsheets, it lives in your nervous system. The real problem nobody names. Let me say this clearly. Most people are not financially stressed because they don't invest enough. They're stressed because they don't feel safe. According to the Federal Reserve, 37% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. $400. Now, pause for a second. That means millions of people are investing for retirement while being one flat tire away from panic. That's backwards. Why $3,000 is a psychological turning point. So let's talk about this magic number, $3,000. Why does such a small amount matter so much? Because for most people, $3,000 represents 1 month of rent or mortgage, a major car repair, a medical deductible, a job gap buffer, the ability to say no once in a while. And here's where psychology kicks in. Before $3,000 in cash, every problem feels urgent. Your brain is constantly scanning for danger. What if I lose my job? What if this expense hits? What if something goes wrong? This is called scarcity mindset, and it's been studied extensively by behavioral economists like Sendil Mullainathan. Scarcity literally reduces cognitive bandwidth. You make worse decisions, you overreact, you procrastinate, you avoid thinking about money entirely. Not because you're bad with money, but because your brain is trying to survive. Why $30,000 invested doesn't do the same thing. Now let's talk about the other side. Let's say you have $30,000 invested in a retirement account or brokerage. On paper, that's amazing. You're ahead of most people your age. But here's the issue. That money is volatile, mentally untouchable, and psychologically distant. If the market drops 20%, that $30,000 becomes $24,000 overnight. And even if it doesn't drop, you still don't feel safe using it, because selling investments feels like failure, like cheating your future self, like breaking the rules. So when life hits, you don't tap the investments. You tap credit cards, stress, anxiety, bad short-term decisions. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's do some simple math. Scenario A, you have $0 in cash and $30,000 invested. Scenario B, you have $3,000 in cash and $27,000 invested. Mathematically, Scenario A looks better, but emotionally, behaviorally, decision-making wise, Scenario B wins by a mile. Because that $3,000 acts like financial shock absorbers. You don't panic sell, you don't rack up debt, you don't spiral, you breathe. The confidence effect nobody calculates. Here's something rarely talked about. Cash increases risk tolerance. When you have a cash buffer, you negotiate harder at work, you're more patient with investments, you're less reactive to headlines, you're more willing to wait for good opportunities. Ironically, cash makes you a better investor. People without cash sell at the bottom. People with cash buy or at least hold. That's not intelligence, that's stability. Addressing the objection directly. Now you might be thinking, okay David, but cash loses value to inflation. Isn't that bad? Yes, inflation is real, but here's the mistake. You're treating all dollars as if they have the same job. They don't. Some dollars are for growth. Some dollars are for safety. Some dollars are for sleeping at night. Your emergency cash is not an investment, it's insurance, and nobody complains that insurance doesn't grow. The car insurance analogy. Think about it like this. You don't cancel car insurance because you hope not to crash. You pay for it so that if something happens, your life doesn't fall apart. Cash is the same. It doesn't make you rich, it keeps you from becoming poor. The hidden cost of skipping cash. Here's what skipping cash actually costs you: high interest debt, forced selling during market dips, missed opportunities, chronic financial anxiety, decision fatigue. According to Experian, the average credit card APR is over 20%. So if skipping cash forces you into debt, your investing gains are getting destroyed quietly on the back end. That's the silent wealth killer nobody puts in thumbnails. Why $3,000 is often enough. Now, why not $10,000? Why not $20,000? Because we're talking about thresholds, not perfection. For many people, $1,000 stops micro-panic. $3,000 stops lifestyle panic. $10,000 creates true optionality. $3,000 is where the tone of your financial life changes. You stop reacting, you start choosing. A quick story. I've seen this over and over. People who technically have money but feel constantly behind. Then they build a small cash buffer, nothing fancy, and suddenly they stop checking their bank app daily. They stop overdrafting. They stop stressing about every email. Nothing magical happened. They just removed constant threat from their environment. Clear, actionable steps you can apply immediately. Step 1. Pause aggressive investing temporarily. If you're investing but don't have at least $1,000 to $3,000 in cash, slow down. Not stop forever, just reorder. Step 2. Build a boring cash buffer. High-yield savings account. No risk, no drama. This money is not for returns, it's for resilience. Step 3. Automate it. $50, $100, whatever you can do consistently. Consistency beats intensity. Step 4. Mentally reframe cash. Stop calling it lazy money. Call it freedom money. Here's what most people don't realize. The goal of money isn't just to maximize net worth. It's to reduce unnecessary stress while increasing long-term options. And sometimes the smallest numbers do the biggest work. Final motivation and call to action. If you're investing but still stressed, you're not broken. You're just missing the foundation. Build the floor before the ceiling. If this video helped reframe how you think about cash, hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe if you want clear, honest conversations about money without the hype. And remember, investments grow your future. Cash protects your present. You need both. I'll see you in the next one.